Welcome to another episode of Uncle B and Top G.
Top G in the house. Welcome back.
Cheers, my friend. It's been a minute. I hope I haven't been ignoring you too much.
Well, if ever, as a masculine man, you feel like a high school girl, I felt that way for the 2 weeks prior to the Dealer Connect event because I was flat ignored and it was not lacquer. Very emotional 2 weeks that I had, but we'll unpack it in detail.
Well, let me tell you the reason why. Is because Bobby is super skilled at sales, right? So I don't think that anyone's capable of resisting giving him information. So my fear was that once I found out what the data showed around the event nominees, that Bobby was going to be able to surgically extract the stuff from me. So my only weapon against Bobby's sales skills was to not talk to him.
So, my friend, I'm going through my phone. Like, Top G is not replying, not taking calls. Okay. So go back through your messages. Did you send him something that you're not supposed to? I'm like, nothing weird, nothing. Why is this dude ignoring me? Like, why? And I phone your team. Now he's busy. So the whole team was on it. But yeah, it was a tough 2 weeks. I aged. I even at a stage, me and Elsie were doing a funny video on a golf where I threw bones as a sangoma to tell you your future. So I said, Els, let's see if we at least nominated. So I nominated, and did we win? One of the two. I threw the bones. Asked him, what do you see? He says, no, I see nothing. I said, no, I see. I sent his team the video, and everybody replies, so you saw nothing? I'm like, yes, I saw nothing. That was a lot of fun, my friend.
We were tight-lipped, my friend. It was it was a fun time because every single one of those awards, you know, I did a post probably about a week, hey Kiki, about a week or so before the event, because a lot of awards are subjective.
Yes.
Okay. They're very, there's a judging panel of 5, 6, 12 people or whatever, and the award nominees get elected.
Yes.
Like they royalty.
Yes.
By the judging panel, and there's a place for that kind of award, like movies or what is that America's Got Talent,
yes,
those kinds of things, because quite often there's no data to support the winner, so you've got to have experts, right? So there's a place for it, but so we took the decision 2.5 years ago when we started these awards that it would not be subjective and that it would only be data driven.
Yes.
So the funny thing is when you see the data, you start to think to yourself, okay, the data says what the data says. Irrespective of whether you like or dislike the party that is being nominated. So all of those awards are purely data driven.
Amazing.
And well deserved. Well done, my friend.
Thank you, sir. It's an honor, and I will fly the Auto Trader flag higher than ever. 100%.
Appreciate that, but you deserve it based on the data, and I think that is going to be the legacy in these awards is that they're data driven.
Yes, and I felt on the night, I felt the energy. So we maybe going to swap our topics around if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So I did a newsletter the Sunday after the event. And I've been doing this my entire professional career. It's the only thing I know. Generally, dealers can't sit around the same table. They can't speak to each other.
Well, you're competitors, right?
I think it goes deeper than that.
Okay.
To compete in sport, we can still compete and try and take market share and out-strategize, wake up earlier, work longer hours. That's fair play. But generally, dealers dislike each other, which is which is very sad. And for the longest time, I have almost accepted that, and I've stopped trying to change it. And on that night, it was the first time ever where I felt the people that were at the event, I think it was 600 people.
550. If I say 600, there'll be a health and safety issue.
Okay, 550 people, just on the line of a health and safety problem, but on the safe side, where as I walked through the event and engaged with people, at least for that moment, it felt like we are all coming together to learn about the AI coming into our businesses and how we can use that to help us. That's the first thing. So number one, to get 550 people that generally dislike each other under one roof is impossible. That was made possible that night. Secondly, the mindset was not, you took a salesman from me 3 years ago and, you gave him a bigger basic, you're a DOOS, and that's how I'm going to treat you. That was not evident at all. People came up to me and said, Bobs, your social media, what is the long-term play? Instead of, I like your videos, they're quite funny. What is the long-term play?
Which is a more strategic question.
Absolutely.
It's a good question.
It's a brilliant question. So do you have 3 minutes? Yes. We divide it in 3. Brand, advertising, marketing. When we create a piece of content, we need to understand which silo we are creating for and then manage the expectation. Because if it's brand and we get 400,000 views, the expectation is not to sell a car. We should, if we sell a car, we've done it wrong.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like buffering, Are you serious? Yes. Because the expectation is to get views, to build a brand, to become a household name.
Well, I think a lot of people misinterpret marketing and advertising, and most people want to see a direct correlation between direct short-term correlation between marketing and ROI.
Yes.
But your ROI is in your brand.
Yes.
Very, very difficult to measure. And if you're ticking the brand box, that's a long-term play.
Yes.
It's not a short-term leads play. So dealers that say, I'm not getting leads out of social media, so what?
Yes.
You're building a brand.
Correct. And the moment you disconnect, I'm talking social media, you disconnect the amount of effort and money spent because you need a team, you need to strategically post, etc. You disconnect the time value to a profit, then it just spikes. Because whether we sell a car out of a branding exercise or not, I would rather not sell a car but walk around Mainland and have people, Uncle Bobby out. Then we got 400 views and we sold a car because only 400 people will see. I want 4 million people to see that piece of content. So, and not everyone's ready to buy a car now. That's the other important point. So,
well, you saw in Google's presentation at
Yes.
Dealer Connect, 52% of consumers, they buy the car in month 1. Okay, it's still 30 days, right?
month 1.
Month 1.
It's a long time.
The other 48% takes 6 months. Okay, so you've got a flip of a coin here.
Yeah.
You're not going to advertise or market and sell a car.
Yeah.
Let me strike the advertising, because advertising is more performance-based.
Yeah.
Whereas marketing is brand building.
Yeah.
And so you're not going to market and sell a car. You're going to advertise and sell a car.
Yeah.
So platforms like AutoTrader tick both boxes.
Yes.
But it ticks more of the advertising box.
Bottom of the funnel.
Yes.
Yes. Ready to purchase.
Correct. Yes. So to your point, if dealers out there are not marketing their brand like you are, they're losing the long-term sales funnel.
Yes.
They're focusing on short-term. The market turns and you're screwed.
Yeah.
Whereas with a dealership that markets like yours, when the market turns and it's suddenly tough,
Yeah.
you don't feel it as much.
Yeah. because you've got momentum.
You've got momentum.
You've got that momentum going. And the other incredible part that I saw on the evening was after your presentation, obviously you're speaking to as many people as possible because 550 people want to speak to you at the same time. But the conversations that happened around the food area and around the drinks area, and especially for the smokers outside. Elsie was smoking, what do you smoke? Davidoff, those long things. I'm kidding. Everybody that was talking to each other were exchanging ideas on how each and every package can benefit them. So people that don't like each other under one roof, all of them in the mindset of we are here to get better. The moment we come here, this is our capability. When we leave, our capabilities have been increased fivefold.
If you execute.
But I think the people that made the effort to come there.
Yeah, those are the dealers who are going to make the difference.
Yes. And those are the dealers that will execute. And then whoever executes the best will know in 12 months.
Yes.
And thirdly, I think it's also the setting, the mood, the environment. I made so many great connections. From Lichtenburg, Uncle comes, Bobs, nice to meet you. I'm a dealer of XYZ brand in Lichtenburg. If you ever need help this side, sometimes we sign up customers and we need a delivery note signed. I said, Uncle, say no more. Just send them to me. I'll make sure that we'll take great care of them. And that's, in my opinion, how an industry should behave. We're competing, no problem. But if you need help, I'll help you. There's no problem.
Exactly. And I think the camaraderie that I saw inside that event on that Thursday night was something I rarely see in the dealer base, as you
I've never seen it before.
Very rarely. Where dealers are friends. And yes, we're competing, and we're competing hard. I mean, like, I'm competing hard. You're not going to beat me. It's not going to happen. And dealers are the same. They're competing hard. But it doesn't mean that we can't exchange ideas. It doesn't mean that we can't feed off each other, because the parts of the whole together make a bigger whole.
Yeah.
Most people go through business, and this is all the brokies out there. So for all you brokies, this is how you think. Okay, don't be a brokey, or don't be a bitch.
Be lekker.
Be lekker.
Yeah.
So the pessimist people out there, and this is how governments are built too. The pessimists out there, they think that the pie is static. And the pie is not static. The pie can grow.
Yeah.
And so the brokies think about the pie in the following way. They think, in order for me to win, you must lose.
No.
And that's not the case. You don't have to bury a competitor in order to win.
No.
In some industries, yes, like Google or
monopolize it completely.
Yes, those types of platforms. Yeah, the winner takes all. But in the dealer environment, the pie can grow.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be I win, you lose.
Yeah.
And if you've really got that mindset, then the entire industry can rise, and you'll actually get more than you think you'll get.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, from a point of view of new vehicles, in the past, when I lift up my skirt big time, so this was not discussed. Kiki's eyes went big like this. She's like, what are you doing?
What's coming?
What's coming? In the past, a dealer sometimes has a bad month and they need to make X amount of sales, not to be put under dealer review. They don't make those sales. They pre-report those costs to keep the big boss happy, and they put them as demos. But at month 3, you can't have 40 demos.
So do you know where this happened in the world that almost shut the biggest business, one of the biggest tech businesses in the world, down because of this principle? Same principle, bad idea, was Oracle. I don't know if you know the story of Larry Ellison.
Larry Ellison.
So he was maybe not anymore. He was a snake oil salesperson in the beginning.
Okay.
So what Oracle did was they sold software to customers.
Yes.
I think it was Oracle version 2 or 3 or something. You know that Oracle didn't start out with version 1 because Larry said, nobody buys version 1, we're starting with version 2.
So this is version 2.
So anyway, so they get to a stage where they sell their software. Now they're what one calls a relational database software company. Okay, so for those who don't understand a relational database is where you think about an Excel spreadsheet where you've got one spreadsheet with a table of customers and let's say leads and sales, right? Then you've got another table of customers with say finance applications and I don't know, salespeople performance
yes.
against that customer database, right? You've got two tables. A relational database is the software layer on top of that makes the one table relate to the other. So you can pull information across multiple tables.
Okay.
So that's all a relational database is. It's really simple. The techies make it sound hard. So that's what Oracle does. So they started out with building. So, you know, everything is stolen from somewhere.
Yes.
Okay. So how Larry started was he initially was working for a company as vice president, and I think it was the FBI or the CIA wanted an intelligence database built to extract information out of the data that they had.
And if the FBI knocks on your door, you can't say no.
You can't say no. It's probably a big contract. Anyway, so he then went out and started, and they called this, okay, the FBI or CIA, they called this Project Oracle. That's where the Oracle name comes from.
I didn't know that.
Project
That's
Oracle.
Freaking amazing.
So he started a separate company called something else. I can't remember what its name is right now. And eventually he ended up pitching to the CIA or FBI for this relational database because he read a paper about relational databases. He said, this is brilliant. He went to them, pitched the idea, and they bit. And then he ended up calling his company Oracle as a result of what the FBI had called the project. Anyway, so that's history. But they started out with version 2. And my point here in relation to sucking sales out of the future is they hadn't finished building the frickin' software, but they had sold it to hundreds of customers. So they had pulled the revenue in. And if you look back in Oracle's history, you'll see that they almost tanked.
Wow.
Because they had sold the software prematurely, got the contracts, recognized the revenue, but hadn't actually delivered the
product.
Yes. And it almost killed Oracle.
Yeah.
It was close. And then I think it was version 3. A lie. Version 7, which only was released in like 2015 or something.
That's recent.
It's recent. It's not long ago. 2015, 2017, I think. Version 7 was what then kind of caused them to begin skyrocketing. And then they also sued SAP for $1.3 billion US, I think it was, and they won.
They won.
Because they said that SAP had stolen their IP. So anyway, so the point is that this sucking of sales from the future can sink your business.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, dealers do it all the time to make quotas.
Yeah. Yeah. So those relationships, I think, in the future will be invaluable to each other. Because they're not only doing that with me, they're doing it like all 550 people exchange numbers. And it was actually quite funny. We're having water, and then there's you can see it's a team, very similarly dressed to my right. And the lady approaches me, Uncle Bobby, how are you? Nice to meet you. Cool. Who is your representative at this specific company? It's a rental company, but they do big D fleets. So I said, look, I buy sometimes, on this platform that we use, yes, we do advertise, but would you buy bulk at a price? I'm like, hell yes. I would buy. He said, give me your number. Phone her, and she's representing the Durban branch. So the guy next to her says, but that's in Durban. He'll have to put it on a truck, and then the truck takes a week, and then the car comes here, it's all dirty. Buy from me, I'm from Joburg. So she's like, no, he's my customer. So I ask her, can you cross-sell? She says, yes. I'm like, I'm your guy, you my girl, no problem. So it almost became like they're competing for me as a customer, but we're in the same industry. That was phenomenal.
That's awesome.
Phenomenal.
That's
very
awesome.
Cool. I loved every second. I'm very excited. Just before the camera started, I'm more excited about the consumer. Even as excited as I am from a dealer point of view, using this AI tech that's coming into play on Saturday.
No. So those are the packages. So
the packages start Saturday.
The first Auto Trader Intelligence Dealer Insights tools will drop probably first week or two in December.
In December. Okay, so another couple of weeks, depending on when this posts.
But all of the consumer features are there.
So we spoke about it, and you went 12 layers deep. I lost you at about layer 5 or 6, but I'll reiterate what you said. If a consumer is looking for basic, I've got a budget of 300,000 and I would like a sedan with under 80,000 kilometers, the AI will use that information and not present to you a car of 400,000 with 90,000 Ks, but it's a car that costs a lot more new. So even though it's still, it will just show you what you want to see on one page, and then it's up to the dealers to compete on quality of images, brand, a reputation. And I see it actually. We looked at a dealership about an hour ago, and 56 reviews only, which is low, but their reputation is 4.6 out of 5, which means that's a good dealer. What they need to do is ramp up the reviews, obviously, because they sell more than 56.
Oh, they need to get scale, yeah.
They need to get scale, but that's a competitive advantage if you take care of your reputation and you make sure that you build that up. All on one screen, and you can make an informed decision without having to open a new browser. Everything is on one screen. It happens in front of you on your phone.
So, I mean, in a nutshell, we call that demand matching.
Yes.
So this is developing in real time. It's happening all the time. We're not at perfect yet.
Yeah.
And I don't think we ever will be at perfect because we're always pushing the boundaries. So we try and take everything relating to the search of that consumer and present them cars that they may want to see.
Yeah.
That's demand matching. And dealer reputation is one of those signals. You can think about a search as a bunch of signals. It's not one thing. If you're trying to figure out how to get to the top of search, you won't, because the machine decides.
Yes.
And it's dependent on that consumer. If that consumer is searching in a particular way, we try and match the right car with the right consumer. And if dealer reputation is important to that consumer, obviously,
which it should be,
obviously, we can see whether a consumer is looking at 4-star dealers, 3-star dealers, 5-star dealers, and so that gives us a signal that dealer reputation is important to that consumer. So what should we surface? Dealers that have a good reputation.
Yeah.
So demand matching is a very, very big part of Auto Trader's trajectory.
And some value from what I've seen worked for us and is currently working for us to help us get the reputation of the year is the dealerships that are brave enough, that have built a strong enough culture, and the sales team believe in that dealership. There should be a connection between your incentive and your rating. It should be connected.
Yeah, you've just implemented that, right?
A month ago.
So what Bobby's done is he's taken his ratings and reviews and he's tied it into his sales KPIs, which means that a salesperson's commission is dictated partly by the ratings and reviews coming out of that salesperson.
And it's not a single-digit percentage. It's considerable.
Yeah. Yeah, which then keeps your dealership's reputation up through
And
every single staff member.
absolutely. And every single staff, that's an important point, because if I'm selling you and I know that a part of the commission that I'm going to receive on the sale is connected on the review, I will make sure if the workshop says we'll deliver the car 1 o'clock on Wednesday so that I can prep and deliver 5 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon, I'm not going to phone them 1 o'clock and say, where's my car?
Where's my car?
Wednesday, are we still on for 1 o'clock? Tuesday, are we still on for 1 o'clock? Wednesday morning, 11 o'clock, I'm coming to fetch the car in 2 hours. Is everything sweet? So if there's a problem along the line, you can jump in and assist and let the customer know, sir, for example,
The wheel fell off.
real life event. Sir, Decra failed your car. I unfortunately cannot deliver. And then the customer is, okay, no problem. They failed the car because the control arm bushes are cracked. We had a scenario yesterday, I think. They cracked. So I can deliver with cracked control arm bushes. 2-3 months from now, you're going to say, Bob's, when I push the brakes, there's a clonking noise. Or I can do it for you today and deliver your car tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Which one would you like me to do?
You're giving the customer the choice. So in every bad scenario, there's always a choice.
Yeah.
If you dictate to the customer, that's when they're going to lose their shit.
Yeah, and they should.
Yeah.
You made a promise.
You know, but if you say to the customer exactly how you put it, I can deliver the car to you today, no problem. If you want it today, but this is the risk and the consequence. You're going to be back in 3 months. Otherwise, 24 hours and you won't be back in 3
You won't be back. The car's sweet. Everything's checked. There's
Managing
fault.
expectation.
Yeah, up front.
General business principle.
And early, not at 4:30 when the whole family is in a car on their way to the dealership.
Yeah.
Oh, man, if you do that, forget it. Then you're getting a 1 star because you earned it.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you a story that recently happened to me. I'm not going to mention the business's name, but the cell phone contract that I have, right? So I phone. So my contract expires and then it gets renewed at the end of
24 months or whatever it is.
Yeah. I think the contract ended end of September. Okay. So midway through September, I decide to renew the contract with the provider. And so I said to them, I just want exactly the same contract. Okay, the price came down a little bit. It's like, okay, so if I signed the contract, the price came down. So it's obviously their hook to get you to re-sign. I'm all happy with that. That's fine. Price came down slightly, but I want exactly the same services, benefits on the contract. Okay, fine, shop. Renew the contract. In the background, so let me tell you the problem first, then I'll tell you the reason. So I get to the 1st of October.
Yeah.
And everything's fine. I watch a lot of YouTube videos.
Yeah. You need a big data
because
bundle.
Bobby sends me a lot of YouTube videos. So I watch a lot of YouTube. So I don't watch Netflix movies and stuff as much as I try and learn. So YouTube is my university. YouTube's playing in the car while I'm driving, and I'm listening to whatever it is, because it's mostly talking.
Yes.
So I consume quite a bit of data because of that. 3 days into October,
No more data.
I can't watch YouTube in my car. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Okay, so I test. I can't open Apple Music. I can't open YouTube Music.
Can't even open WhatsApp.
No, I can. WhatsApp works.
WhatsApp works.
So it's not a data problem. It's only the streaming services that I can't access.
Interesting.
So I tested on a couple of apps. It was only streaming that I couldn't access. So I phoned the service provider. Ma'am, got this problem. They say to me, okay, they're going to reset whatever in their background. I say, okay, fine. A couple of hours later, still not working. Okay, it's about a day later, I phone them again. You reset, I've got this problem. Now you have to re-explain your problem, right? The worst thing is, for me, is I phone them. They say, are you querying on the number you're phoning from? And I push yes.
Yes. What number are you phoning from?
The lady answers the phone. Please, can I have your phone number? I just said yes. Anyway, that's not my bugbear. So I phone now a day or two later. Ma'am, I'm still having this issue. Can you explain to me the issue? I'm like, but I explained it 2 days ago. Don't you have a system where you can automatically pick up that the issue?
There's a query, there's a ticket.
You know, I don't mind going through the fix, but don't make me re-explain myself all the time. And this is where customers get upset. And poor call center people get it in the neck.
Yeah, because the process is not slick, not the person.
Yes. So it's the service provider's process. That's the problem. Anyway, so now we're getting to like 7th, 8th of October, and I can't flipping unless I'm on Wi-Fi. If I'm Wi-Fi, it works fine. So I phone again. So a lady says to me, "No, sir, you know, can you take your phone into a store?" And
it's not the phone. Did you change the phone?
Yes.
So you got a new phone.
Yes.
But it worked fine.
It was working fine up to then. So I take the phone into the store, and they check the settings on the phone. Everything's sharp. Everything's fine.
So it's not the device.
It's not the device. So the store logs the ticket now with the service provider. So, okay, I get the SMS. Everything's slick with the reference number and all that stuff. But now it's like 10 days into the month, okay, and I'm not getting the service. So eventually I phone must have been halfway through October. I said to a lady, you know what? Like, I'm actually getting annoyed now because this is not being fixed.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that's changed except the phone. They've checked the phone. The phone's fine. So they now escalate it. 24 hours later, boom, starts working.
So that's the fourth time.
Fourth or fifth time that I've phoned, right? I still don't know what the fix was. So that now they don't give me feedback on what was the problem, this is how we fixed it. I don't have a problem that there was an issue.
Yeah.
But I have a problem with the way they dealt with it.
And that's
exactly what you're talking about.
So just to create a new fear unlocked, I'm going to unlock a new fear. Maybe, not saying it's a definite, but maybe the first is Saturday. Maybe Sunday you can't watch YouTube again because you don't know what was the problem.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, so maybe that'll happen. But but suddenly it's fixed. But I don't get any feedback on what the problem was. So, sir, we're so sorry. This was the problem. We fixed it now. Apology for the inconvenience. I don't want anything in return.
Yeah.
I just want to know what bloody hell happened.
Yeah.
And I think in the dealership sales world, by and large, the same thing happens.
Yeah.
There's no management of expectations of the customer.
And one layer deeper, it should be done at every department. So, for example, a very, very unique competitive advantage that we have is once a deal is approved, the customer will get a personalized message from me explaining where we are. That gum. No, it's not cigars, it's the gum. The cigar smooth. You'll see how I'm going to be like this now. So, sir, this is who I am. This is where we are in the process. You've been pre-approved. We are awaiting validations. 99.999999% of people don't know what I'm approved, Mos. I can take my car.
Yeah.
So this is what validations means in 30 seconds.
Managing the customer's expectation.
Yes. So the bank will take all the documents that you've provided, match it up to a couple of systems, including your employer, confirm employment, confirm income, confirm bank statements electronically because they're starting to speak to each other.
Yeah.
Not all the banks, but most banks can integrate now, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Once they've confirmed that it is actually you and no one is trying to do identity theft on your name, which is a horrible experience if you have to go through. So you're already like at ease because 99.99999% of people are good guys and girls. Okay, so this is what they need to do. I don't feel anxious about it because I agree with the process.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It will take between 1 and 3 hours depending on how busy the banks are. And then we'll present you with an interest rate option if you multiple bank approvals, and we'll present you with a payment and the value-added products. I'll chat to you soon. Have a good day. Bye-bye. The customers always reply, thank you. I didn't know what the information was that was going to be required from my employer, but I understand. Let me know as soon as possible.
So there's a principle there. It's always the void that creates customer anxiousness. It's a void in information. It's a void in expectation. It's a void in understanding. It's the void that creates the problem.
Yeah.
And the moment you just expose that void and give the customer information, you could take a week to deliver that car.
No problem.
Likely, the customer's okay
Yeah.
because you've managed that void.
Yeah, 100%. And even on the Reputation Award, we did a seminar training program that we recorded and we presented it to the entire dealer network. I think maybe 5 of the people watched it or subscribed to it, but irrelevant of that. When something breaks, which it will, it must, because cars are built, not born. But when something breaks, how a fire grows, so a fire, if we light this thing on fire, it requires oxygen for that fire to expand and grow.
Yeah.
A problem requires time. So the less time you give the problem, the quicker that fire dies. So when there's a customer complaint, and you have to be able to manage your emotion and humble yourself to, but the customer's unhappy. I pick up the phone, immediately we've got a group. So if we get a 1 star, we obviously have a signal. There's a review. We go and see, 5 star, showing love to whoever, Joseph. And then Joseph gets public praise. We're going to get into that now. That's a very cool topic. And if there's a 1 star, Joseph doesn't get public humiliation. It goes on the manager's group. Immediately the OTP is pulled. We have all the details of the car, VIN number, engine number, invoice, OTP, contract, whatever the information is going to be for me to engage that customer. And that customer gets a call within 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Within 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes, that customer is called. If it's after hours, it's still within 5 minutes.
So just to put that in perspective, that's 300 seconds.
5 minutes.
Wow.
Once that group, so that group also pings different. It's got a different sound to it. And there is 15 or 17 people on that group. Team leaders, call center, all the people that are required to gather the information without a phone call. Which means if there's a 1 star review on that group, as the F&I head, I know what's expected from me any time of the day or night until 10 o'clock at night. Immediately I have to log on and post my piece that is required from me on the group so that the person that, for example, tier 3 salespeople, the busiest, that's the team that I lead. So if tier 3 screws up, I have to make the call. If tier 2 screws up, Reino has to make the call. And then Nos, whoever made the boo-boo must go and clean it up because you're responsible for your team. That customer gets called within 5 minutes. Sir, ma'am, I just received this review. I want to confirm this is the date that you purchased the car. This is the vehicle. This app give you all the information. Please explain the problem. The car doesn't start, whatever the issue is. Okay, great. Here's what we're going to do next. And then I'm going to send you a courtesy car. Because you're in Krugersdorp, we need to get the load bay to load the courtesy car, offload it there, load your car, and then bring it back to the depot. I cannot get to you in under 2 hours. I can't get to you in under 2 hours.
But you've just managed expectation.
But believe me, 2 hours and 3 minutes, there's a hill again. So we need to manage expectations that within 2 hours, and we know already because someone on that group has already contacted a carrier that can come and pick up a courtesy and go. So that conversation within 5 minutes, it's a SOP. First this, then the call, and then whatever happens after.
So, I mean, I've had this exact experience from an OEM in South Africa, Jaguar.
Okay.
Now I know
with
that with my
I-Pace, yes. That was a fast motor car.
It was lightning fast. I mean, I'm ever sorry that I had to, unfortunately, offload that car because electric cars depreciation was just in free fall.
Yeah.
And it was more of a financial decision than it was
an emotional decision.
Because
I agree because I drove that car once.
I would have kept that car forever if I could. But the one thing, and I know that Jaguar is not selling new Jaguars in the country anymore, but the one thing that I can bow my hat to with Jaguar is they stuck to their promises. The car broke down probably 4 times in the time that I had it. There was a harness issue, all under warranty. Then there was the one time where the car just stopped; it wouldn't even start. And then there was a software issue. Then there was that battery warning that they sent out to the market. Where they told the customers, park your car outside until you have a software update. And when I asked why, I said, well, there's a risk of fire. Okay, all right, I'll do that. But anyway, the car never burst into flames. But my point was, is every single time that there was an issue with that car, the low bed would be at my house at the time that they said it was going to be at my house.
Beautiful.
Load the car, very professional, always gave me a courtesy vehicle, which is usually a Range Rover or a Land Rover.
Nice.
And then the service, I should actually find a service advisor and give you her number.
Yes, please.
Because she was, I tell you, if ever I buy a Land Rover again, I'll say I want that service advisor
To help me, yeah.
because she managed my expectations. Sir, we just received your car. It's safe in the basement. Sends me a picture of the car. Next morning, okay, the car's gone to the workshop. This is what they're doing. Or, sir, the car's now stripped. Do you want to come and have a look at it?
Wow.
Which I've never had in my life.
Wow.
Drove there, had a look at the stripped car. And there was one fault that the car had where, because it was a fleet car of Jaguar in the beginning before I got it, it had been fitted with a tracking device.
And that sucks power.
And it was sucking power. So the main battery kept, not the car's battery, the
Actual battery of the
electronics battery kept going flat. And they couldn't find the fault because they didn't know that the tracking device was in it. And they took about 4 days
To find the thing.
to find this thing. They had to
They should
strip
have
that car.
They should have found my homies here down the road. They would have found it in 30 seconds. My friend.
But my point is that this service advisor was on the phone to me at least twice a day.
Amazing. We're still looking.
Yeah, we're still looking, sir. This pictures. This is how the car's stripped. This is where they are. Don't worry, nothing's damaged. The clips are all fine. Like down to that level of detail.
Beautiful.
The professionals are stripping the car. We haven't found the fault yet. And when they found the fault, immediately on the phone to me, like we've just found where the problem is, sends me a picture of the device, says we found a tracking unit in the car. Can we remove it?
Please.
Yes. I said, yes, please remove it. Okay, so we're going to remove it. And then, within a couple of hours, the car was put back together and I got the car back.
Beautiful.
So, Jaguar, hats off to Jaguar. They were really, really exactly what you describe.
Yeah. One layer deeper than that we do better than even them. That's why we won the award. When the consumer has a problem, the people that will be communicating with the consumer and the technician and the depot manager all create a WhatsApp group immediately. So any communication going forward will be seen by everybody, and any question asked by the consumer will be seen by anybody. So, for example, timeline, it will be the service advisor. She will tell you, this is the time that you should expect your car. Technical question, the technician that's actually working on your car will respond because he's and she, we've got a female technician as well, but that person will respond on that WhatsApp group until the problem is resolved. Then everybody jumps off the group.
So you don't have layers of management where there's broken telephone.
No.
For all the dealers who have just watched this segment, go and rewind and watch it again. If you want to know how to build a service business within your car dealership, go and watch the last 15, 20 minutes,
whatever it was. Yeah,
there is so much value in this discussion.
That WhatsApp group just eliminates any and all doubt. They are literally, there's nothing that the customer can ask that can't be answered within 5 minutes. And if it can't, the person will say, I don't know how to answer this question. I'll find out and I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
When there's a part that's on back order or something, we're waiting. Some vehicles are tricky, like really tricky. We have to fly in a part from Germany. So it's on back order. The ETA, we had a harness issue on an X-Trail. I had to buy the car back on that harness problem. A lady bought an X-Trail, automatic diesel 4x4, like the coolest car, for 300,000. The vehicle like wouldn't start, dead. Booster pack, nothing. There was the harness pulled apart and it damaged the actual
Control
coupling
unit. Oh.
the coupling where it clips. Now you can go and take a shortcut and then pull and move the extender wires, but that's a hazard. So we had to order a new harness. And when we told her that it's on back order, it may take up to 45 days. So, ma'am, it will take 45 days. Here's a similar vehicle to your vehicle. We will pay you installment and we'll take care of the insurance. Are you prepared to wait 45 days? And she just said no. She says, I'm not waiting 45 days. What if this car gives me a problem, 3 years from now when the warranty is expired? I said, great question. What would you like to do? And then she said, please, may we reverse the deal? I said, no problem. We waited the 45 days, put in the harness. I actually saw that car in the wash bay yesterday, which is great news. So we're going to put that car back on the floor and sell it. In my heart, there's no shortcuts taken. We understand where the problem was. The harness is fitted. It's a new harness. It's not a hazard risk. So if you are looking for a X-Trail automatic 4x4, that's the one to buy. But the customer she came, she brought me so much biltong, my friend. Her husband's a PH, professional hunter, like bags and bags of biltong. I still gave you some of that biltong, do you remember? That's from that lady. Bags of biltong. Thank you. Appreciate the honesty. Thank you very much. I'm going to drive my Hilux that I have because she does farm roads, and the Toyota won't break on the harness. I said, Nissans normally don't, but it is what it is.
Well, cars, like you say, cars are built, not born. I mean, these things happen. My I-Pace had a harness issue because of the torque of the engine. They made the harness slightly too short,
and it pulled.
And as the vehicle ages, so that torque pulled the plugs out of the harness, which has caused the car to die. That was that time and they had to replace the harness, which took a long time for the harness to come.
Do you remember VW brought out a Touareg V10, 5-liter V10 diesel? Do you remember that car? Many years ago, probably 15 years ago.
Is it the same with the same engine that's in the Cayenne?
No.
Before that,
they upgraded it to the V8, and then that was shared with the Cayenne. That's a better engine.
Okay.
It came out with a V10. It was record breaking.
I remember the V10s.
So my dad, who wears a size 8, but presses the accelerator as if he wears a 15. His car, he bought it as a demo from Gazina, VW. I think the salesperson's name was, if I remember correctly, Sibu. I tried to steal him there for years. I couldn't. He was good, man. Big, like fit. He looked like Ronnie Coleman. He was that big. And I think 3 or 4 months later, he said to me, Bobs, check this back right tail light has got water in it. Do you think this car was ever in an accident? I'm like, fuck, I don't know. It looks straight. The V10 Touaregs would twist
because of the V10.
Because of the way that he drives. Like I said, Tops, like they arrested him on that car once long ago, but for speeding. But because of the torque, it twisted the body and cracked the tail light.
Holy cow.
Yes. And the service advisor said to me, does your dad drive like quite hard? I said, he drives the fuck out of this car. He says, that's why, because the body twists and cracks the tail light.
Wow.
So Amazon is retrenching today 30,000 employees.
How many employees do they have?
1.56 million employees.
Yes.
That's the number I also got. 30,000 are being laid off today. So in 2 hours, it will be 7 a.m. on the East Coast, if I'm not mistaken, because it's 12 o'clock now.
What types of jobs?
So mostly warehouse.
Yeah.
And that means 30,000 primary breadwinners of households will be unemployed due to AI.
Is it because of AI?
Today. So there's a lot of videos that I've watched last night on how the factory actually works with the AI robots, passing each other, picking up packages, placing them in the right on the right conveyor belt. Then it gets loaded into a truck, and then the truck goes off to deliver the goods. But 30,000 people will be without jobs because of AI integration, which means one of the richest companies on planet Earth will now effectively make more money due to this cut.
So just to kind of break down further to your answer, it seems that the majority of jobs is in AWS, Amazon Web Services, and very few, maybe up to 100 in devices and service divisions, and then maybe 100 in books.
Is that what the news says? Okay. So now I get this notification on my feed probably 9 o'clock last night. So we've got a sales group in our company where it's only salespeople and sales managers. It's no F&Is, no HR. So it's a little bit more loose. We can share some raunchy stuff there, but it's not like a bachelor's group. We've got a bachelor's group also. And I post this, and my question is, what's up, you legends? I have a very strong opinion on this. Anyone else with an opinion on this, please share.
Yeah.
So now the messages start going. And I sort of know who's conservative, who will come from a place of fear, and who will be like, let's go. AI is here. Like, can't wait to integrate it. And it's very interesting how you have a place of fear with a little bit of enthusiasm from the people that manage teams.
Yeah.
But there's a fear because they don't want to lose any of their team members, right? But the guys that are top producers, zero fear. Zero fear. The one comment that was made, because we work on sales, says that's the difference between selling your time and selling a result. Expecting a monetary return for going in at 8 and then doing something mundane and then leaving to go home at 5.
Well, mundane is perspective, right? I mean, because even the person that cleans the office or the dealership, some people might think that that's a mundane job, but it's a matter of perspective. I mean, I told you a story about the guy that rose through the ranks. I can't remember the company's name. He was the floor cleaner.
Janitor, as they say in
janitor.
the US, yeah.
And he was so enthusiastic about his job that he went to the management and said, I think we can use this cleaning product. It works the same, but it's cheaper. Started helping the company reduce costs. I think that we can clean in the following way, which will be more efficient.
Wow.
So he took his job not as a mundane 9 to 5. That guy rose through the ranks of that company.
Exactly on that. So and
that's not brokey mentality.
Yeah. The first thing that comes to mind is, okay, we have ChatGPT. We spoke a little bit about bots and how to narrow down a specific task. Fantastic. Like, awesome. I can't compete against that. I can't. It's virtually impossible to go and pull so much information, process it, calculate it, and then present it. It's I still have to breathe.
Yeah.
I don't have enough time. But what ChatGPT will never be able to beat me at is building relationships.
Yes.
And fostering and planting the seed and watering that seed until it grows into a beautiful oak tree or beautiful grapevine that then produces fruit, which in our world is, when I sell you a car, I'm looking at your in-laws, your friendship circle, even like who hates you. Like, I want to sell to everybody. That AI will never be able to beat me at.
Yeah.
So the really smart guys say, okay, I have to send all these welcoming messages to a customer after we spoke, and it's a copy paste.
It's a manual job.
It's a manual job. How do you eliminate that out of my way? I'll give you 10 more cars. So I'm thinking, APU 25,000 Rand times 10 is R250,000 that this person can make me more if I figure his problem out right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that excites me. But, on the other side of the coin, not everybody's wired that way. So if you're not, it will be a disaster.
Yeah, exactly the janitor example.
Yeah.
And I call that making yourself indispensable.
Yes.
How do you make yourself indispensable even in the face of AI? And there are ways.
Yes.
In every job, in every category, in every service procedure within a company, there are ways to make yourself indispensable. And it's not politics. You will kill yourself with politics.
I'm going to speak out the bedroom again. One of the toughest, most energy draining meetings that I've had, Elsie was a witness to that meeting. Our call center had a massive problem. And we've got, my friend, like, if you think the guys at Mit-Mak are rough, the ladies, I'm scared of the ladies. They're not only opinionated, they are data-driven, opinionated, emotional, long-haired beings that walk into the training center, and there's about 15 of us. And there's a massive fight. There's a fight between the call center, the sales managers, and the salespeople.
But that tension is good.
Very good. But it can't, like, how do I suck the time out of it so that it doesn't grow?
Yeah.
Eventually what happens is we're starting to integrate AI into the call center on a very small scale. Now there's fears until I figured out, but here's the fear. So how we work is a customer fills out a form, Auto Trader, I'm interested in this vehicle. The call center agent gives him a call, pre-qualifies the needs. Is there a trade-in? What's the settlement? What's the color? Where are you? So that we can send an evaluator. And then it goes as a qualified lead to the salesperson. Now, because we've established a capitalistic company, the call center agent is incentivized on the sale. So he or she has
skin in the game.
Absolutely. And they will phone you until you pick up. They will phone you from lots of numbers until you pick up. Sometimes, because of Truecaller and stuff, sometimes the person will get a call and it seems like it's spam. And then time is lost. So if you're not fast and aggressive on the lead, 3 hours later or 4 hours later, another dealer might have picked up that customer and sold them a car. So what the management team did is they're on a live sheet. They were not supposed to be on, but they are on. So now they're starting to phone those people because they want to grow their sales. Massive fight from the call center, and I couldn't understand what the fight's about. I'm like, fuck, it's a healthy fight. And then I asked, what's the actual fear? No, but if he phones and pre-qualifies incorrectly, doesn't ask the sequencing questions. And I said, no, these guys are good at what they do. What's the problem?
Yeah.
Well, then eventually the problem was the fear of, if the salesperson gets a hold of that consumer first, they lose the commission because they were assigned that customer and they refused to allow a salesperson to call that customer until day 2. I said, do you know that day 2 is like a decade?
Yeah.
In
the
2 days.
On to another car.
The customer's already...
That's Auto Trader's fault.
That's Auto Trader's fault because you're very good at what you do. Customer sends 6 to 8 inquiries and then may the best man or woman win. Until I figured that out, I said, okay, cool. If that lead is allocated or if that inquiry is allocated to you, you can't get a hold of that customer because I know you've tried your best. There's ways that we check it. And the salesperson gets a hold of that customer. They need to give you a signal so that you can book that commission.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if you like this might be interesting for your salespeople or not. Auto Trader's data shows that there are on average about 10 views per consumer that visits our platform. 10 car views.
Different car views.
Yeah, different car views of. But out of those 10 car views, right, there are each customer that they might submit one per car, but
which means I'm competing against 9 other dealers.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So speed of reply is the most important thing.
Yes.
Number 1. Number 2, each customer. So people think, well, they'll come onto a car in Mit-Mak and they'll submit an inquiry. And then if you don't answer, they'll submit another inquiry.
No.
They don't.
No. And they shouldn't.
Each car on a unique consumer gets approximately 1.2 inquiries, right? So you can see that the consumer submits one inquiry. If they don't get service, they move on to the next car.
Which is correct.
Yes, because they've viewed 10. You know, so if you get to that consumer first, you've got a much higher chance of success.
Yeah.
You get to the consumer 2 days later, there's another 9 cars that they've inquired on.
Yes. And someone's approved and validated. It's a schlep, it's a mission to now send you also all the documents which the banking industry needs to please fix. But that's a different discussion. Why should a customer submit the same freaking documents?
No.
But that's another discussion.
Yes.
But if you take 2 days to get a hold of a customer, you don't deserve that deal anymore.
Well, you're probably not going to get it anyway.
Yeah.
You know,
Capitalism, welcome.
Unless that car is so unique
Yeah.
that customer can't find it anywhere else.
Absolutely.
So, my friend, what have you done here?
So I bought these 2 cigars and I said I'm gonna share it with a friend because they're very special.
Nobody's
They're
pregnant, right?
No one's pregnant. No, not yet.
Because that's a tradition, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cigars.
Not
I know,
yet.
my friend, I've never smoked in my life.
Great.
Never. So if I inhale this, I'm going to die.
No, you don't. You don't ever inhale it. And
This is like being a pilot of a light aircraft and then trying to fly a Boeing.
yes, exactly. Okay, good. So this is a kick-ass cigar, and they took wax.
No drugs in here.
No. Just some fine Cuban
I see it's
tobacco.
sealed.
They took wax and they sealed it to preserve the flavor and to preserve everything like that. So I've bought you so hopefully I haven't created a massive, expensive addiction, but maybe a small one. I've bought you a proper lighter for a cigar, proper cigar cutter, and we're going to have a cigar today in studio.
All right, why not? Let's do this.
In real
Okay,
time.
but you got to teach me because I've never smoked anything in my life.
Beautiful.
Well, I mean, I think, no, I lie. I think I've tried a cigarette and I hated it one day when I had too much whiskey. But so how do you open this?
You have to like peel it off.
Is this little wire? No.
Yeah, rip it off. Yeah. So I've never had one of these. Normally they just twist. Should be able to twist off.
I think just close your laptops as well.
Okay, let's close the laptops. There we go. We can have a proper experience here. So I'm popping your cherry, my friend, with a smoking experience. You ready?
I've never smoked a cigar.
Smells nice.
I don't know what nice is because.
Smells nice, my friend.
So do you take this little no.
That's sort of the
Then you place you hold it.
place you hold it, and then if you're an experienced cigar smoker, I think just before it gets to that, you can peel it off and then have the rest. But it gets stronger as it gets.
Well,
closer.
we ain't going there because otherwise I'm not driving home.
Check Top G holding on. Top G holding on to the seat. Kiara, you're gonna have to leave your car here. Drive him to his next meeting.
Well, my friend, I'm after this, I'm going to go see another customer. So I'm gonna. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be very interesting.
Right.
Okay.
Smell like.
It
Come and
smells.
smell it.
No, you need
You don't want to be on camera. do
You know what? It doesn't smell like a cigarette.
No.
It's,
Cigarettes are disgusting. Man.
yeah,
Cigars
cigarettes
are magical.
Don't cigars have like a certain smell depending on where it comes
I'm
from?
gonna walk off camera.
It's I mean, I've noticed cigar smokers often
The smell.
smell the cigar. It's not an unpleasant smell. Whereas a cigarette's an unpleasant smell.
Cigarettes disgusting. Cigars delicious.
Okay. So you said you don't inhale this.
No, you don't inhale it.
But if you had to describe what it smells like, what would you describe it as?
It smells like magic. It smells like magic. So, my friend.
So I believe because you don't inhale it. I mean, I've got all this information from you over the last few weeks, but because you don't inhale it, it's better for you.
Yes. So the nicotine, which is very good for.
And I'm a big nicotine fan.
Yes, me too. Thanks to you.
Thanks to me. I made Bobby float a couple of months ago when I gave him nicotine gum for the first time.
This morning I was late for my sales meeting, and this is not a paid promotion because I didn't have my coffees in 6 milligram. And okay, sorry, my bad. All right. So my friend, I said to you off camera that I had the opportunity to have supper with the ex-mayor of a very big district, like top G politician, on Saturday. So I said to him, "Do you like cigars?" He says, I'm a cultured man. I'm like, well, as of 2 months ago, I'm also a cultured man. So I gave him a cigar. So it's like, then we like chilling, smoking cigars. So the trick is you have a cutter and then you have to cut it off. Now, this is a cutter for beginners because you don't want to cut too much or too little.
Okay.
So you put it in there.
You can't put it through.
No, you can't put it through.
So you can't use this as a weapon.
No. Well, if someone doesn't meet their quota, then you can maybe take a little piece off. So you put it in there, and then you just cut it off.
Okay, let me try this.
Then the end is cut off.
Oh, is that it?
That's it.
Okay. Well, let me try this.
So because we don't have an ashtray,
Okay, so you just stick it in there.
and then you cut it off. There we go. Beautiful. 100%.
Oh, and then it leaves a little piece in there.
Yes. Then we chuck that in the homemade ashtray. Okay. Then
Okay, then this is a very I almost burnt myself because when I walked in here just now, I clicked it this way with the frickin' the flame
torch going into
into
your
my hand. So Bobby was. He doesn't say anything.
so, but
He just leaves me. I'm like, fuck. Are you trying to kill me?
So then, what you want to do is, okay, the flame does not touch the tobacco.
Oh, it doesn't touch the
No,
tobacco.
No, the flame does not touch the tobacco. So what you want to do is just hold it off the flame and get the tobacco
Without pulling it in.
Yes, no, you don't pull it in. So you get it lit. Oh, it smells nice. Kiara, can you smell it?
Not yet. It hasn't gone there.
So you make sure that you get
So
it
just on the
nice.
edge of that
That's it.
flame.
Yes. Okay. Then you can smell the flavor because now you're a cultured man. Boom. And then you.
Okay, I'm going to screw this up.
Oof. This is a good one. I waited like 2 months for this one.
Okay, so
Yes. A little bit closer. Yeah. So that it. There we go. Oh.
I was at
At Dada's.
at Dada's with Nazim the other day,
Top G.
and he was smoking a cigar. He offered me one. I was like, I know nothing about cigars. I'm not smoking this thing now. Is that it?
That's it. Now you can pull it.
Okay. Not bad. Not bad. All right, people. This is the first time for me, anyway. So let's try this. I hope I don't burn my face.
A little bit more. A little bit more. There we go. There we go. You mustn't inhale it.
Stupid ass. And that's it. Does it stay? Does it stay lit?
It stays lit, yes, sir.
You see, I'm even holding it like a plank. I've got to learn to hold it like Bobby. Like,
Yeah.
is it still lit?
Okay.
Do it a bit more.
Do it a bit more. Yes, sir. There we go. There we go. Top G.
Oh, I didn't inhale it that time. Otherwise, I'm
Top
going to
G.
die.
So now, my friend, 9 o'clock at night, my WhatsApps are still going crazy. I'm outside my house or in the where my pool is on a table because it's a cigar. Vanessa doesn't even want to come close to me. Only one of the dog tolerates it, and then the whole world stops, my friend. And I just have my cigar.
And you
for
chill.
him, and I just chill. And then people will swear at me for this, but I don't drink whiskey. So
Yeah.
I have
I saw your water.
sparkling water, but what I actually like is a glass of milk.
Milk.
Yes.
That's such a contradiction in terms.
I have a glass of milk. I sip my milk. I have my cigar. It's freaking awesome.
I mean, I'm not a smoker, so I don't know what tobacco, or should I say not tobacco, I don't know what cigarettes taste like, but
Cigarettes taste disgusting. This is delicious, my friend.
I mean, you used to be a smoker, yeah?
Yeah. Many years. So you still have the upside of the nicotine because your mouth is so sensitive. So the
Yeah, I can
nicotine
feel my tongue
yeah,
is
tingling.
Yeah.
But you don't have the nasty tar and stuff in your lungs.
Yeah, because you're not inhaling it.
You're not inhaling it.
So it's more so cigars are more about the therapeutic act of cigar smoking than
Then the actual inhaling it of the lungs and expecting that cigarette to calm you down because now you're a nervous wreck.
yeah. I can feel my tongue is like tingling. Strange taste in my mouth, but it doesn't taste like ash. Like I don't know what. I've only kissed girls that smoke, which is the grossest thing on the planet.
Like kissing an ashtray, my friend.
It's like licking a freaking ashtray.
The two girls off camera are hosing themselves. Don't pee in your pants, girls. Both of them don't smoke, I think.
No, they don't.
Okay.
They don't.
Kiki, you want to try?
No, thanks.
I'm sure you want to try.
Kiki's having a hernia, yeah.
Else?
We are getting some over here.
Okay, second-hand smoke. This is such a nice one, my friend.
Thank you, my friend. I'm not going to smoke this whole thing because, I don't know what the nicotine's going to do. I've already consumed nicotine this morning.
Of the
So then, if you want to put it out and then you can smoke it again.
you can smoke it again.
Okay.
So I've never not smoked it finished because it's my
That's your thing.
thing.
How
But-
many times a week do you do it?
So when I first got introduced, I did every second day. Now I just do it maybe twice a week.
Okay.
But mostly once a week.
Okay.
Yeah. Once a week on a Saturday night, chill. My phone's not as crazy. Lekker.
It went up my nose.
It's like riding a bicycle, my friend. You're gonna fall from time to
You got to
time.
try everything once.
You have to.
At
You have
at my age of 51, I had to think about that for a second. At my age of 51, never smoked in my life. It's not too bad. It's actually quite therapeutic. It's
And people say I'm a bad influence. Like, how is this a bad influence? It's a good influence.